Hi friends, welcome. So we're doing a little beach walk today and we are at a new location, so I will be doing with you. We're discovering together at the same time. Don't know what to expect. There still is quite a few people here, so it might feel a little bit less wild. It is really beautiful nonetheless. I'm happy that you're here with me. I know it's been a little bit since I did a live, so I'm excited to be here with you. All right, let's take a look and see what this view is like. So it looks like over here, that little rock area looks really cool. And it goes all the way over here. So I want to see if we can, hi. I want to see if we can check out this area over here. Let's put our feet in the water because that'll feel good. It looks like low tide, and it also looks like there's a lot of seaweed. Still feels good though. Not the best place to swim, but still water. See little fish. Hi, thanks for joining. Happy that you're here. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome. So I typically do a live stream at least once a week. And what I like to do is take you into little nature outings with me. Sometimes it's the same place, sometimes it's new locations. Every time is a little bit different, and I like to see and explore and see what we can find together. And if it is your first time here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can make sure to be here for the next one. And I appreciate any support that I receive. So like, share, subscribe, comment, any of that. I want to hear from you, and I'm grateful that you're here. So let's keep exploring. The sun's about to set, I think, in about 20 minutes or so. So we might watch a sunset. Hi, welcome. How's everybody's Sunday going? Let's check out the water over here. I'm in Florida right now. So this is a beach in Florida. This is kind of closer to like the middle of Florida. Like I said, there's a few more people around tonight, but I still want to see what we can find. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like about middle of Florida, so that would make sense. All right, let's see. what this view is gonna be like up here. Pretty. Okay, so this is a little bit more like all angles. Still some palm trees. Excuse me. Oh, look at this bird. It's stinky over here with the seaweed. Let's see if there's any other wildlife that we can see. Like I said, I know that there's a little bit more people this time, but it would be cool if we could still see some wildlife. I might even climb down here just to see if I can get some better, a little more solitude, a little more nature time. Let's see if we can do this. All right, I'm gonna climb down here. Bear with me. Made it. All right. These people are doing a little photo shoot. It's not as quiet as like the other nature park that I love to come to. This is technically a state park. I do want to say that as well. And this is not as quiet as the other one that I typically like to go to that's closer to my house, but it is different, and I think it's good to do something different. Oh, the water's like hot. Oh, I didn't even see this bird. Hi. Oh, look at this. That's so beautiful. Look. I know there's some cars in the background, but the way the palm trees are hitting the sun, so beautiful. This bird species up here, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Let me zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. But I see them everywhere here. And I want to say that they are, and I could be way off, but if I'm remembering correctly, if this is the same species that I'm thinking of, I want to say they're carnivorous as well. They also eat animals. The way that the red beak sort of curves down, I think is really interesting. All right, let's keep going, see what else we can find. I wonder if because of the location of this, it's almost like a sort of like a little island. So if you look here this way, this is the causeway. This is the road that connects to the land to get to this little island, which is this whole area is technically like a little island, but it's connected by that road. What I was gonna say is I wonder if, because of this location, because it is somewhat of an island, I wonder if there tends to be more seabird species here. That'd be really interesting. Let's take a look over here. I'll get us away from the road here in a minute. Just bear with me for a second while I cross the street and try to get us back to the beach area so that we can see some other interesting spots. Okay, I didn't expect this. So across the street here, it looks like this whole area is sort of like another beach. Let me see if I can get down here. It looks like you can rent kayaks here as well. And like I said, I'm exploring with you and discovering at the same time that you are. So this is also all new to me, this whole location. So it's kind of like an experiment to see, like, are we gonna like this spot? What are we gonna find? What's it gonna be like? So I appreciate you being here with me and exploring in this way, because we don't ever know what it's gonna be like. And sometimes I'm able to kind of like pre-explore before I start filming, but today was just more one of those moments where it was me exploring with you, which is also another type of adventure. So it's still fun. Hi, thanks for joining. And if this is your first time here, like I said before, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment. Any support that I receive, I'm really grateful for, because I love doing these videos with you and I love taking you with me on different nature adventures. It's really fun for me. Okay, let's take a look and see what tree species we see over here. I am not familiar with this one. It does look like it's in bloom. This one, oh my gosh, you guys, look at what we found. The sea grapes. started graping. So all of this tree species, let me back up a little bit. Hi, thanks for joining. So this tree is called, there's one right here, and there's also one over here. And this species is called a sea grape. And so they typically, I would say, grow close to the ocean. And I think that's, probably part of the reason where they got their common name from, a sea grape, because it looks like a grape, right? They go close to the ocean. So it's not the same grape as the one that you would eat or that you would buy from the grocery store, like that standard fruit. But it is a kind of like a nickname for this tree species that the fruit bears out. It looks like grapes. So it's called a sea grape. There are some medicinal properties to it. And I'm actually really excited to see this because I've been waiting to see a sea grape produce fruit, because I know that you can technically, from what I know, you can technically eat it. Let's take a look. I'll eat it with you. I think they're really bitter. Yeah, it's not ripe. Not even close. This is what it looks like. Not even close to being ripe, but when it does get ripe, let me try one right. When it does get ripe, you can technically eat it, yeah, and it does taste salty. It tastes salty, and there are some medicinal properties. I don't think you can eat it as many as you would grapes, for example, but I know that you can technically eat them, and I will look into that to see what medicinal properties that it does have. And the leaves of this tree are really cool. They're almost sort of like waxy. They're very thick, almost a little bit waxy, and I don't know if you saw the sun peeking through. How beautiful. There it is. Look at that glow. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. So that was a fun find. I'm really grateful that we found that. That's, like I said, when I come on these nature outings, I never know what we're gonna find, and finding the sea grape tree producing its fruit was a really exciting find for me. And I hope you learned something new, because I hadn't heard of this tree species until I moved close to the ocean. And I did live in Barbados for a little while, and that's where I first learned about the sea grape tree. And now that I'm here in Florida, it's also here. So fun fact about that tree species. Let's see if there's anything else that we can find while we're here. Looks like this tree is in bloom as well. Bye, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you being here, and I hope that you are able to enjoy your time. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, so that you can make sure to tune in the next time. Some seabirds, seagulls. Oh, that breeze feels really nice. Hi y'all, thanks for joining. If this is your first time here, I do little live streams, usually once a week, at least once a week, where I tune in and I take you with me on these little nature outings. So today we are at a beach, sort of like a beach island, and we're exploring a new area. And we're seeing what we find. We have so far come across I kind of want to see if I can walk through this area a little bit. There's quite a few people over here. So far we've seen some grapes from the sea grape tree. We've seen quite a few bird species, and we've seen some other plants as well. I want to just see if we can do a little bit of exploring right through here. Looks like there's somewhat of a path. Some pretty little flowers. Beautiful. Oh wow. Look at that sunset. You know, I think we might be able to catch a sunset together, which would be really cool. Here's some more sea grapes if you missed it last time. Just really quickly, since I already showed you. These are the fruit of the sea grape tree. It's not technically a grape, but it does look like a grape. And you can technically eat them. They do have some medicinal properties as well, but not sweet like a fruit. They do tend to be salty when they're ripe. And I don't know if you were here, but if you weren't here, I did go ahead and try one, and I can tell you that they weren't ripe and they were not ready. So maybe next time we can try it again when they're ripe. Sorry, these people are taking some pictures. Oh my gosh, look at that sunset. Beautiful. I love filming in the golden hour. It's like one of my favorites. So this is technically the first live that I'm doing since getting back from Puerto Rico, and yeah, per usual, it's always kind of interesting being back in this world. I love Puerto Rico so much. It's so beautiful, and I found myself feeling like really happy there. And so it is interesting, like being back, and I guess sort of like kind of like adapting. Like I said, Puerto Rico is technically, you know, part of the United States, not the continental United States, but it's technically part of it, but it does feel really different. And I don't know if you've been before, but I felt like I was in another country, and I felt like kind of like I was in Latin America, but I wasn't. So it is interesting to feel like you're in another place like that when you're technically in the United States. So I think the sun might be setting in like maybe 10 more minutes. I want to see if we can catch it together. There's a lot of people here watching. I kind of want to walk out here a little bit just to see if we see anything else. Whew. There it is. Feel that sort of like openness in my heart a little bit. It's kind of like there's little islands here. I don't know if you can see, but it's actually really shallow. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. Look at this glow right now happening. It's so dreamy. I'm gonna sort of like set up so we can watch the last few minutes of the sunset together. There's a lot of barnacles, but I'm gonna see if I can sort of set up right here. Oh my gosh, look at how beautiful this is. Are you kidding? I did not expect this. I did not expect this view. Just getting my tripod set up here. Bear with me for a minute. There it is. Ah. Okay, question for you. If there was one thing that you can say that you're grateful for today, what do you think it would be for you? I have a lot of moments right now that I'm thinking of. And something that I'm grateful for right now is I'm grateful that I was able to make it out here to film with you. I see some fish jumping. Do you see that? Let me move the angle a little bit. Tara, how's that? There's a lot of fish jumping in the distance.
I think she just has it against all of St. Andrews because not a single person from our church stepped up for her. Yeah. And they shouldn't have because she's a crazy idiot. But that could have been her stance against Katie, like, you know. Oh, yeah.
I feel like we might be like a few more minutes out still. I'm gonna keep walking a little bit. I think I'm gonna stop it here, but I'm really grateful that you joined. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you haven't already, make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. All of those things help me out so much. And if you do feel called, definitely no pressure at all, but I do have a Buy Me a Tea link listed in a link in my bio. So if that's a way that you do feel called to support me, I really appreciate every type of support that I receive. So thank you so much for joining. Have a beautiful rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye.